Hello, so this vid is for Mr. Eagle, and this vid is going to be about devines. Now, Mr. Eagle doesn't know which devines to be upgrading and what you should be putting the stuff on. Like, for example, mine's set up like this, because by upgrading so many of one of each type of devines, you basically get a load of bonuses, which is this stuff here. These I've already reached the max. Now, how it works in basic, easiest way to explain it, you see how this says I'm at 545 grade. Well, what that means is if you add up all the upgrades that I've put on each one type of divine, it will add up to 545. So there's 80 on here, well 85 on there, 21 on there, 20 on that, 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 19 on that, so I need to push this up by 1. I want to bring that up to 20. I try to bring myself to a stage where all of my divines that I own are at a minimum of 20. Of course, if you're new to the game and don't have much smelt, you don't want to be upgrading them so high. Make sure you're doing Chaos Wars and farming mobs. Which means at Chaos Wars you've got an area called Village and an area called Slope. And you can kill loads of mobs there, just spam loads of area damage. Snow Sword, if you've got it, is a really good class. Kill as many of them as you can, as fast as you can. The highest amount of points you get in there, the more points you get, the more smelt you'll be able to get, as well as rewards that you can get if you can get last hit kill on any of the bosses. Which means if you get the last attack on any of the bosses, you'll take ownership of the boss and you'll get the rewards for that, and some of the rewards are smelt as well. So yeah, that's how you go about continuing to build up smelt. As well as that, you can do World of Minions. So let's just go through where these two events are for getting smelt. We've got World of Minions found in Jinjitsu. So there's World of Minions. By clearing through some of these, you may be at one of these chapters, I'm not sure which one it is, you can get smelt from it. Now the other one is in Events, Chaos Wars. And another way to get them, if you have any tokens, is to go to Heaven Smasher or Hell Smasher. Okay. Now let's say, well, first of all, I'm going to show you as well how to fix mistakes as well, which is something else that's really important. So, yes. Now, as you've noticed, for example, I've upgraded this one to level 20, but I didn't upgrade this, and I didn't upgrade this, and I didn't upgrade this, and I didn't upgrade this. Now, why didn't I upgrade the ones that I've selected? Well, the answer is quite simple. As it tells you here, not here, bonuses, if you click on information, only the divine with the highest grade and most extra attribute will be counted. So how this works, right, is you really want to choose the best one that you've got. If you haven't got a good one, if it's just low ones, doesn't really matter. Just upgrade one of every type of divine. So this is Cold Wind Blade. Upgrade one Cold Wind Blade. Forget about the other Cold Wind Blades. You want to keep them because you are going to need them for purifying. Let's say, for example, I wanted to purify this. I don't, but let's say I did. I would click Purify. And then I would select divines that I want to use as material. For example, that will bring it up to a 50% chance of success. If I put another one in, 100% chance of success. But you may need to fill this up to max anyways. But by using two of these, I'll be able to spend some unbound gold, which I don't want to, because I don't want to waste my gold on this divine. And it would increase my star chance, and also decrease the amount of time it takes for me to recast the divine skill. So when you use a divine skill, for example this, you'll see it'll clear in 174 seconds. It should take about 180 seconds, but it's down a little bit because I've upgraded this to 1 star. So for 180 seconds it normally takes, or 200 seconds. Let me just check with this one. Would it tell me? There again, it probably won't tell me because it's counting down this. Yeah, I'll equip this for the meantime and check it out after. But yeah, make sure that when you want to purify and increase the star and have a chance of increasing the amount of stats you've got on it, as well as decreasing the cooldown time of the skill, make sure the divine isn't equipped. If it's equipped, it won't let you purify. Watch if I try to purify this now, unable to equipped divine weapon. So remember to unequip it before trying to purify. Okay, so yeah, to unlock these divine these extra stats, you want to put as much upgrades on with you that you can. So for example, if I was to try to upgrade this again from level 85 to level 86, and the same rules apply with internal gems as well, what I'm about to tell you, it's going to increase the stats by the same amount. It's going up by around 100 on everything, on attack and defense, and about 1000 on HP, I guess. And it'll cost me, let's see how much it cost me, 1695 smelt. That's what it would cost me to level this up by 1 level. But if I was to upgrade something like this, because it's a lower level, it would only cost me 45 smelt. So if you use like over 1000 smelt just on upgrading that by 1, then imagine how many upgrades you could do on each one of your divines that you own with 1000 smelt. You'll be able to get them all to level 20 straight away. And if you've got, say, about 10 different divines that you've just upgraded to level 20, keep it in mind, every 20 upgrades unlocks a new stat. So 20 times 10, that's 10 new stats. 10 new stats from here will be the equivalent of increasing your attack by 1000, your defense by 1000, and your HP by 10,000 or 20,000, something like that. So yeah, that's how this works. This number goes up to be able to unlock these. I'm at 546. I've got to bring it up to 560 to get these stats. So at the moment I'm at this. So one more up, well, say 45. I need 15 more upgrades to unlock this one, which means I can upgrade any of the divines I've already put some smelt on by another 15 more levels to get the next level of that open. So that's how that works. So if you've got this, you've got a divine, you want to get your divine to a decent level. So first I would say bring your equipped divine up to level 20. Let's see where you are on upgrades for your equipped divine. You're at 35, so I would suggest stop there and upgrade one of every divine from now on to at least level 5, and then start working on your equipped one again a little bit, and then upgrade one of every one to at least level 5. That's what I would suggest you to do. So in this case, if this was my divine, let me just equip, let me just check the total cooldown time. 180, yeah. Mine's decreased for my for this one because I purified it. I've just quickly gone over how to do that, so you now know how to purify. You have to use divines as material to purify it and increase the star, as well as increase the chance of unlocking some really decent stats. Okay, I will do a video about that at a later point, about purifying divines. Okay, so yeah, let's say this was it and I was at level 35. Now this is a different divine, so I would upgrade that to 5. This is a different divine, so I'd upgrade that to 5. This is different, so I'd upgrade that to 5. This is the same. I've already got a butterfly fan I've upgraded, this one. So I would ignore this one. I'd upgrade this one to new type of divine. I'd upgrade this. Upgrade this. Upgrade this. No, leave this. because I've already got that one here. So I'll ignore this one there. I'll upgrade this. Ignore the other card wins. Upgrade this. Just one of every divine. Now your objective is, you do want to focus more on your equipped divine, but at the same time remember, each time you upgrade an equipped divine by 1 level, your attack will go up, for example, by just under 100 points. Same with your defense for each 1 level. But every time you upgrade any of one of every type of divine by 20 levels, your stats will go up by 100 attack, 100 defense, and 2000 HP. So that's what this will give me. If I move on to that, I'll get 100 more attack, 100 defense, 2000 HP. But to do that, you've got to upgrade one of every type of divine you own by 20 levels. So these are all the divines I own, and this is how the bonus stats work. You upgrade one of them. Come out. No, I clicked the wrong thing. You upgrade one of these, you upgrade one of these, you upgrade one of these, 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 so on and so forth, one of every divine you own. Start off by bringing them all up to level 5. That'll be, if you have 5 or 6 different types of divines, of let's say upgrading them to level 5 is going to give you at least the first bonus stats. If you've got about 1000 smelt, which isn't that hard to get if you do Chaos War and you do World of Minions, you'll be able to get 1000 within a week. That'll allow you to upgrade all of the divines you own to at least level 20 easy. And then once you've gotten to around level 20, focus on your equipped one. Then every now and again, when you got your equipped one to a nice high point, just throw some on one of every divine. At the moment, I'm liking where mine is. Everything's at 20 at the moment. And now I'm going to, because I've got everything to at least level 20, I'm going to focus maxing this. Max level is 90, so I only need 5 more levels on here. And then I can start continuing to spread it evenly on one of every divine I own. So, yeah, that's it. For the rest of your stuff, these and these, this you unlock by owning different divines. So the more divines you own, one of each type, even if you don't use them, keep them. They give you bonus stats. So that's how you unlock this one. This one is attributes. So what that means is, for example, if you own one of every attribute, every divine attribute in the game, then you'll have this one, this bonus. Now to do that, for example, I'll show you. This divine, for example, has Cert Hit, it has Deflect, it has damage, damage reduction penetration, damage reduction, Cert Damage. This one, for example, damage deflect. This one has same type of stats, same stats. That one's got some decent stats as well. I like that. Not bad. One of my divines should have Reflect as well. Yeah, this one has damage, deflect. That's Reflect. So basically, if you go through all of the stats that my divines actually have, I have basically every possible stat that you can have on a divine. Also, you don't need to worry about if you accidentally remove a divine that's got a stat. For example, if this was the only divine that had damage deflect and none of my other divines had it, and I smelted or NPC'd it, or if it was unbound and I sold it, I'd lose some might. The reason being is because this would drop by 1 point. So yeah, just save up your divines. And then another thing to remember, your divines are always laid out in order. So this will be the best one. This will be the worst ones. But they get weaker, weaker, weaker. So you'll see with these that are not upgraded, that one's got 2,300 might. This one at the very bottom only has 1,400. So it goes in order of strongest and most valuable at the top to weakest and least valuable at the bottom. And each divine is laid out in order. So which divine out of, say, all of these should you be upgrading? The top one. I could go for that one, but no, I went for the top one. I mean, if this one's only got 2 stats on it, that means the rest of these are going to have 2 or less, because they're all going to be lower quality than my top ones. So yeah, now we're down to 1, 1, 1, 1, none, none, and these are going to be none as well. So yeah, that sorts out which one should you be upgrading out of those divines. The highest one. So yeah, select the one closest to the top. So that one, that one, that one, that one. Skip this, already done one of them. That one, that one, that one. Skip this, we've already done one of them. That one, skip this, already done them. Skip, skip, skip. That one, skip the rest. Skip, 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 skip. We don't need any of them. Skip, we don't need any of them. Do that one, because we haven't done them yet. You see how this one, even though I've upgraded it, it's not the first one on the list. Reason being, it's because this one over here is actually better. See, that's got 3 stats, that's got 4. But that's not a problem. And I'm going to show you a nice little trick just before I end this video. I'm now going to click Smelt. Now that's the wind blade, I know which one this is. I'm going to take the stats off. Well, take the smelt off and put it on my smelt. Now watch very carefully what happens. Let's say I've upgraded the wrong divine. I don't want it on there, I want it on the one at the top. Now when you click on this and go in this order, you'll notice, let me just see if it won't display. You'll notice that on smelt list it's in reverse order. So weakest at the top on the smelt tab and strongest at the bottom. Now on your divine weapon list it's opposite. It's strongest at the top, weakest at the bottom. And that means I know, because I know that this is in reverse order, this is the second strongest of this divine. This is the first strongest. This is weaker, 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 weaker. Okay? I just wanted to make sure you knew that, so you know how to tell by looking at these, which are the strongest and which is the weakest. The ones the closest to the bottom are the strongest on the smelt list. But when you're on your divine list, clicked on attributes, and you got your divine, the ones at the top are the strongest. Okay? On smelt, the ones at the bottom are the strongest. And it's the same for these divines as well, each type of divine. This is the strongest of those divines. This is the strongest of those divines. So yeah, it's the same. So we're now going to take the one that's got the free smelt off. I'm not going to destroy the divine. I just want my smelt back. I want to put it on the best divine that I've got. May as well. You never know when I might need it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tick in this one only. You see, without the tick, there's nothing I'll get. Put a tick in this, and that's the amount of smelt that I use to upgrade this to level 20. Watch my gold and my silver very carefully when I click this. Watch what happens. Did you see that? Not only do you get your smelt back, you also get any unbound, well not unbound, any bound silver that you've used to upgrade it. So you can also use your devines as a place to store silver or obtain silver from. So if you're running low on silver and you need silver for something in particular and you want to get it done straight away, and you haven't got any events you can do that day, you can smelt a devine, get your silver back, get the smelt back, use it on whatever you want, and then put the upgrades back on later. It costs you nothing to do so. You can transfer your devines with your smelt from one devine to the other whenever you want. Now, because this devine, which you'll see here is the 3-stat one and the one that I did have upgraded, because this one had upgrades on, when I smelted it, it didn't break it. Now if I was to smelt this again, because there's no upgrades on it, I would lose this devine. I don't want to lose it. I just wanted to take the smelt off, get my silver back, and now I want to put the upgrades on this devine because it's got 4 stats. So I may as well upgrade the best ones. Yes, it's unbound, I can sell it, but honestly, I really can't be bothered to sell it. Not only that, you can sell them for such a low price, it just isn't worth it. And of course, because I took my smelt off my devine that was level 20, I know I have exactly enough smelt to take this straight up to level 20. Well, to upgrade 20. There we go, and now I'm out of smelt. And that'll put my silver exactly back to where it was the first time round, you know what I mean? Before I took it off and put it back on this. So yeah, moving the stuff around really doesn't cost you anything. You can move them around and fix any problems you've made when it comes to your devines. So if, for example, you've upgraded a devine a little too much, you want to take it off and spread it out more evenly, you can. You can experiment and see, okay, if I put this one up to only 25 and I spread the rest over the other devines that I've got one of each one evenly, will that give me more or less stats depending on how much devine how many smelt you've actually got to do the upgrades? So yeah, that's how this works. One of every devine. Remember, your devine list, the ones at the top are your strongest. Smelt list, the ones at the bottom are your strongest. So yeah, that'll be the strongest of these ones. This is the strongest of them, and so on and so forth. I hope this helps, and yeah, when you get a better devine, just take the smelt off. I've shown you how to do it. Make sure when you're smelting a devine weapon that you don't actually want to get rid of, you'll make sure it's got an upgrade on it at least. So that number on it indicating you've upgraded it that many times. As long as it's been upgraded, you can smelt it to take that upgrade back and put it on whatever you want to put it on. So yeah, I hope this helps. Thank you for watching. Bye bye for now.